So 4 years ago, I got the Amex Gold Card, and since then, it's pretty much always been in my wallet as one of my favorites. However, my opinion on this card has definitely changed a bit after American Express recently bumped up its annual fee from $250 up to $325 per year. And even though they did add a few benefits to potentially make that higher cost worth it, truthfully, I'm just not a big fan of the overall direction that this card is going. To me, this version of the Amex Gold that exists today is not the same version as when I got it back in 2020. So in this video, I just want to get brutally honest here and do an updated review of the Amex Gold Card by going over the 8 things you need to know about it, starting with the first thing here that's super important to understand, which is that the annual credits can sometimes outweigh the annual fee. And also thank you to Rocket Money for sponsoring today's video, but more about them later. So after the recent update to the Amex Gold, along with that new $325 cost, we also now have $84 of annual credits to Dunkin' and $100 of annual credits to US restaurants that are part of Resy. Plus, there's still $120 of Uber credits and $120 of dining credits with select dining partners as well, which were both existing benefits on this card before the update. Now, when you add up the total value of all those credits, you're going to see that you can get up to $424 back from the Amex Gold every year. So compared to the $325 annual fee, that might put you as much as $99 ahead of that cost, which could mean that it's like Amex is paying you to have this card. However, not everyone is going to value those credits the same exact way, and most people honestly should not even expect to receive that full $424 value. And that's because what you want to do is just ask yourself, would I be spending money on these things if I did not have these credits? And if the answer is no, then you probably shouldn't place any value on them in the first place. For example, I've pretty much never bought anything from Dunkin', and I know that some people out there really love that brand, and I get that, but I guess I just like buying coffee from smaller coffee shops instead. So personally, I value that $7 credit that I can get back from Dunkin' every month at $0 because I'm just being honest with myself. However, I've also looked at the list of restaurants that work with Resy, and I dine out a few times per month. So because this Resy credit is split up into $50 increments that can be used every 6-month period, I know right there that I'm going to easily use this credit, and I value it at the full $100 that I'll get back every year. I basically look at paying the annual fee on a card like the Amex Gold as almost sort of prepaying for credits that I know I'm already going to spend money on anyway. So by being honest with myself and figuring out which credits I'm going to realistically use, I can then compare that with the annual fee to calculate my own effective annual fee, or in other words, what is the cost minus my personal value of those credits. So to me right now, after those recent Amex changes, I value the Dunkin' credit at $0, the Resy credit at $100, the Uber credit at $120, and then the dining credit at $0 as well, because I've kind of just stopped dining at all the places that are covered by it, which I'll put up on the screen right now. So that means the $325 cost of the Amex Gold minus the $220 in value from the credits gets me an effective annual fee of around $105 per year based on my current spending habits. So try it for yourself and see what your own effective annual fee is, because I think that's going to be a super important concept to really understand with this card. And I'll go ahead and leave a link down below to a calculator that can also help you guys to figure out how exactly to value those credits yourself. But another way to get even more value back from this card that a lot of people honestly overlook, but I want to mention next year, is going to be from Amex Offers, which normally save me at least another $50 to $75 or so per year. Amex Offers are basically coupons and discounts that you get access to from a number of different retailers. And most credit cards do have a similar feature, but as somebody who has over 20 credit cards right now, personally, I really think that American Express has the best offers. Now, you do have to be somebody that actually has the room in your budget to shop and spend some money on different things to get the most out of these offers. So for example, I've taken advantage of getting $35 back on some Ray-Ban sunglasses, $20 back when I bought a Saquon Barkley jersey from Fanatics, $20 back from Melon when I bought some hats from them. And then there's also been plenty of other deals that I've taken advantage of as well from brands out there like Lululemon, Zappos, and even Amazon, to name a few. These types of offers are going to be perfect during times of the year when there's just a lot of deals going on, like Black Friday and the whole holiday shopping season that's coming up. So you definitely want to make sure you're paying attention here and make sure you take advantage of these offers around those times. But you also want to make sure that you're not overspending as well, obviously. So one way that I like to do that is by using Rocket Money, which is the perfect tool for just keeping track of your money. Rocket Money is the app you need to save more and manage your money better, whether that's just creating a custom budget, tracking your spending, or even canceling any unwanted subscriptions that you might not even realize you still have. Canceling subscriptions is a quick way to create more room in your budget with Rocket Money, because the cool thing here is that in their app, you can literally just identify and cancel those subscriptions with a couple of taps. But then to me, the features that I really find myself using the most in my day-to-day life with Rocket Money are their budgeting tools. All I had to do was just link all my credit cards and other accounts within their platform, and then anytime I go out and I spend money, I can see all my transactions from my cards like the Amex Gold in one single place where it's nice and organized. That way then I can compare my expenses to my income and make sure I'm actually saving money the way that I plan to. So take control of your finances today and go to rocketmoney.com/Daniel Braun to get started for free. That's rocketmoney.com/Daniel Braun to get started for free, or go ahead and check out the link down below in the description. And thank you again to Rocket Money for sponsoring today's video. Now, okay, the next thing I figured we had to talk about here was the different types of sign-up bonuses that are available here on the Amex Gold Card and what you can actually expect from that. And with this comes some good news as well as some bad bad news. The good news is that the sign-up bonus deals on this card are pretty strong nowadays, and they've really only gone up since I got the Amex Gold 4 years ago, because back then I only got approved with an offer for 60,000 points. But now over on the Amex website, you can find deals for as high as 100,000 points after spending $6,000 in the first 6 months. However, that leads me to the bad news that I want to sort of call out here, which is the new wording that we've seen over on some pages for this card that says apply and find out your welcome offer for as high as 100,000 MR points. So what that means is that if you apply for the Amex Gold on a page like this, you don't really know exactly how many points you're going to be eligible for. You can see they even say you may not be eligible for the maximum welcome offer amount. So this is something that's just been a bit of a newer development with Amex, but I want to at least try to present all the different ways to go about finding the different offers available on this card, because you could still be able to find a better deal than this uncertain one here. So first, you could see if any of your friends or family members out there have any referral links to this card, because those could give you access to an offer with a specific amount of points. Or you can even go through an affiliate link from a blog or a YouTube channel to see if any of those links give you a better deal as well. The links that I have access to here with my channel are always going to be changing, so as always, you can check out whatever links I have down below in the video description if you want to learn more. But again, just make sure you find the best offers by whatever path is going to give that to you, because I do still come across some great offers out there for 100,000 points without any of that uncertainty language. Also, if you can't find offers that you like from the Amex website, referral links, or affiliate links, then you can always go ahead and check out that website Resi that I talked about earlier, which Amex works with because they actually own Resi. So over on that site, if you go to the top right corner, there's going to be a link that says exclusive US offers from Amex. Over there, as I was making this video, I saw an offer of 75,000 points after 6K of spend in 6 months, plus 20% back at restaurants worldwide for up to $350 back in the first 12 months. So again, all of this is public information, and I just want to be fully transparent here, because the main takeaway that I have is that sign-up bonuses over here on the Amex Gold can be great, but sometimes you just got to be patient and wait until you come across the best one. Now, there's also some other language that has been appearing on most Amex welcome offers that you also got to be aware of. So most offer terms for cards like the Amex Gold also have once per lifetime language, where it says that basically you can only get one sign-up bonus per card per lifetime. Some premium credit cards from other issuers out there, like the Chase Sapphire Reserve and Sapphire Preferred, for example, they actually allow people to get multiple offers when they space out those bonuses more than 48 months apart. So just something to sort of be aware of here with American Express, that you're not really going to be able to do the same thing, which is going to be all the more reason to go and make sure you find the very best offer in the first place. Then one more thing to be aware of with that is that the order that you get certain Amex cards can also affect whether or not you're going to be eligible to receive a welcome offer on the Amex Gold. So again, if we go back over to the terms of this offer on this card, they mentioned that we might not be eligible for an offer if we've had the Amex Platinum card before. Similar language is also found on the terms for the Amex Green card, which is sort of one level down from the Gold card. And so that says we might not be eligible for an offer over on the Green card if we've had the Platinum or the Gold card in the past. So the basic rule here with the order is that if you want to get the welcome offers on all three of these cards, you have to go Green, then Gold, then Platinum. If you go Platinum first, then you might lock yourself out of getting an offer on the Green and the Gold. And then if you get the Gold card first, you might lock yourself out of getting an offer on just the Green, but you should still be able to get an offer later on in the future with the Platinum. So hopefully that all makes sense there, but yeah, honestly, it is kind of annoying that there's all these restrictions and limitations here. Now, next, I want to talk about the spending multipliers on the Gold card, as well as a few other changes and other things to know about when it comes to these spending multipliers, because I think this is really the real reason why so many people love using it. So currently with the Amex Gold, the two main ways to earn points with this card are by earning 4x back at restaurants worldwide and 4x back on groceries at US supermarkets. But it is important to note here that there's now a cap on both these categories, because you're only going to be able to earn 4x back on your first $50,000 of purchases per calendar year at those restaurants, and then you're still only going to be able to get 4x back on groceries for up to $25,000 in purchases per calendar year with that category. To me, those caps are super high, and I'm not really in danger of reaching them, but for some families that spend a ton of money on groceries, and even for some people out there who maybe pay for a lot of business lunches on this card and then get reimbursed later on by their employer, just be aware that these caps do exist. Now, you're also able to earn 3x points on flights booked directly with airlines or through Amex Travel, 2x points on prepaid hotels and other travel booked through Amex, and then 1x on other purchases. But honestly, I don't really find myself using my Amex Gold card for any of that, because I do have other cards out there that earn more, even though some people might find value, at least with that 3x flights category, which is kind of nice to have. Now, another hidden way to earn even more Amex points that most people out there don't really know about is through a popular cashback site called Rakuten. And Rakuten is essentially just a website that offers more ways ways to earn extra cash back on top of whatever credit card rewards you already earn. All you got to do is just browse their site before you go shopping online somewhere to see if they have any bonus cash back that's being offered. And then by doing that, Rakuten is able to track whether or not you buy something and then pay you out cash back once per quarter with a check in the mail, PayPal deposit, or the hidden feature here, which is to get paid out in Amex membership rewards points. Now, this is not unique to the Amex Gold Card, but for many people, the Amex Gold might end up being the only American Express card you have that earns MR points. So all you got to do here is just link your Amex account and then select MR points as your payout method within your Rakuten settings, and then you should be good to go. After doing that, anytime you receive, let's say 2% cash back on a purchase you made by going through Rakuten first, now you're actually going to be earning 2 Amex points per dollar instead. Or for example, 10% back is now going to be equal to 10 Amex points and so on. So I'll go ahead and leave another link down below to Rakuten if you want to go ahead and check it out, because with that link, you should be able to get at least a $30 bonus for your first purchase of $30 or more through Rakuten. And that $30 bonus then converts to 3,000 Amex points, which is pretty cool. Now, American Express also has a couple of other benefits here on the Gold Card with something called the Hotel Collection that I want to quickly touch on next. And this is something that I've actually used a few times, so it's worth knowing about for certain hotel stays. So American Express has a few programs that are available through their travel portal, including one called the Hotel Collection, which is literally just a collection of select hotels that work with Amex, and they work with them by giving you a few bonus perks if you stay at one of these properties. Now, you do have to book 2 nights or more at a Hotel Collection property through Amex Travel in order for this to work, and you can tell if a property is going to be a part of this collection just by going over to that travel portal where you'll see a label on certain hotels in the search results. So here's a property in Porto, Portugal that my wife and I stayed at last year, for example, that was in a great spot. Because we booked this through the Hotel Collection, we were able to get a room upgrade to a view that was overlooking the town square because there was upgrade availability. And then we also got a $100 on-site credit for the stay, which we were able to use to cover the cost of breakfast for a few days, which was nice to have. Now, of course, you've always got to compare prices and other things whenever you're booking a hotel stay for somewhere you're traveling to, but the fact that you do get some extra benefits here within this program, and then the fact that Amex only puts good hotels into the Hotel Collection, to me, that makes this worth checking out if you have the Gold Card. Now, the next thing to know that I also want to point out here really just has to do with my overall thoughts on sort of the direction that American Express seems to be taking with this card, as well as some of their other cards, and that is the Amex coupon book trend. So by adding 2 more credits from Dunkin' and Resy to this card on top of the Uber and the dining credits, yes, that might be able to provide some value to some people, but with the way these credits work, you really just don't get them all at once because they're basically going to be split up into monthly or 6-month credits instead. For example, the Uber credit is split up into $10 monthly use it or lose it credits that get deposited as Uber Cash into your Uber account that add up to $120 over the course of the year. But if you do not use Uber Rides or Uber Eats in certain months, then you're going to miss out on getting that value back from that credit that month. Also, as of November 2024, you now have to actually use an Amex card to pay for the Uber transaction if you want to redeem the $10 monthly Uber credit from the Gold Card. So before, I actually could just use the Uber Cash from this credit and then pay any amount that was over $10 with a different card, but now you have to remember to use an Amex card to essentially redeem this credit. For the other benefits, the monthly dining credit is also just split up into $10 monthly credits that also add up to $120 per year, but don't roll over month to month. The Dunkin' credit is split up into $7 per month, which adds up to $84 per year. And then the Resy credit is the only credit that's a bit more reasonable because it's $50 per 6-month period for $100 back per year. So now, in my opinion, the Amex Gold has effectively just become another coupon book from American Express, just like its older sibling, the Platinum card, which has even more credits. And to me, I just don't really like that you have to remember to use all these credits in the first place, but I guess that is kind of the point here because Amex knows they can make the value on this card sound very good relative to its higher annual fee, even though most people might never come close to truly getting enough value to fully offset that fee. Now again, the value from other features on this card, like the Amex Offers, the 4x food multipliers, and even the way you redeem your membership rewards points can still make the Amex Gold Card worth having in your wallet. So the next thing to know about here is going to be redeeming your points for things like travel. So American Express MR points can be either incredibly valuable or just kind of average, depending on how they're really used. So for example, let's say you got 100,000 points and now you want to book some travel. Now, if you try to book a flight using points through the Amex travel portal, which is where most people typically go first, you're going to find that you get a fixed redemption value of 1 cent per point, where 100,000 points gets you about $1,000 in flights. Or if you try booking a hotel stay through Amex using points, the value with that there is only going to be 0.7 cents per point, where 100,000 points only gets you around $700 in value. However, if you know how to transfer points out to different airline and hotel programs instead, you can find ways to unlock even more value, closer to 2 cents per point and higher depending on the situation. So 100,000 points then becomes worth closer to $2,000 in travel once you know how that works. The problem is it normally takes a bit of time to learn how to actually transfer your points to get that kind of value. So if you want to learn how to do that the right way, then you can go ahead and check out this video over here on the screen next, which is a full guide on how to redeem Amex points with what to do and what not to do. Or you can also go ahead and check out even more examples of redeeming your Amex points with transfer partners in this video over here on the screen. So definitely check out those videos. And again, also go ahead and check out Rocket Money to help keep track of all that spending you're going to be putting on the Amex Gold. But as always, thanks so much for watching.